Hello, everyone. Rich Fournier here from the Fournier Real Estate team here at Remax inside of Barrie. Today, we are going to share with you some of the data that's currently occurring in the Simcoe County market. Today's video, this one here particularly, is all going to be about Barrie and what's happening inside of Barrie proper. But to give you a better sense of what's happening, because the news media is portraying a market that initially was going to crash. CMHC was reporting initially a decrease of 9 to 18% over the next 12 to 18 months. That was a few months ago. That forecast is not coming true. From what we can see, the market is hot. It's moving very, very quickly. It's come roaring back from the quietness of late March, April, and May due to COVID and the lockdown. But the month of June, the market has come roaring back. Lots of sales, multiple offers all over the place. It feels a little bit like late 2016, early in 2017 again. So we're going to share with you the data so you can make a much more informed decision about buying or selling a piece of property, so you can make sure that you protect yourself and your family from making a bad decision going forward. So I'm just going to share with you my screen. That way you can look at the real data so you can have an understanding of what's happening out there in the marketplace today. So as you can see, my screen here at the far top left, we are in the Barrie area, all price ranges, all property types, all sizes, all bedrooms, all age groups. Down below, you see that we've clicked on the sales tab. For the month of June 2020, we have 325 transactions in the area of Barrie proper, which is up almost 42% from last year at the same time. That's a huge jump. That is an important number, but I think an even more important number is we'll look at the cumulative total for the entire year from January through the end of June, because that volume that occurred in June of this year, 2020, some of that increase is carried forward from the lack of transactions in late March, April, and May. Some of that has been carried forward into June. So the only way we know if the market is being really resilient or just an anomaly because of COVID is that we'll look at the cumulative year-to-date numbers. Here we are, the market January through June 2019. We on this particular reporting board, there have been 1,241 transactions that have occurred. That's up 12% basically from last year at 1109, and up a little bit more from 2018, which is 1,064. Shows the resiliency of this market. We have increased year over year, which is important for to understand that there is liquidity in the marketplace. People do want to move here. People do want to set up shop. People do want to leave here and go to other areas, and that makes for a very, very healthy market for everyone. Let's go back to the monthly data, and let's go to days on market. The average days on market is 24 days inside of Barrie. Last year at the same time, it was 31 days, and the year before it was 29 days. So inventory is sitting on the market for a shorter period of time. That's all it means. So to make a decision to buy a piece of property, you have to make it a little bit more quicker than you did last year. Month supply is an important number, and this really shows, this really indicates the reason why we're having multiple offers again. Month supply is 1.6 months of supply in June. All that really means is that if we don't get any new listings for the next month and a half, we have no property to sell. That's what it means. Last year at the same time in June, there's 3.4 months of supply. So very, very little inventory for people to look at. And when a good property does come up that's priced appropriately, everyone seems to jump on it. We are seeing people underpricing property again to create the multiple offer shenanigan situation. Makes it very, very difficult for a buyer. I know a lot of buyers are still wanting to look at putting in a condition of SPP or the sale of the purchase of property. Very hard to do in this market, just like 2016, 2017, early 2017. Very difficult to use that kind of condition inside this marketplace. For sale price, the percentage of list price inside of Barrie is 99.5%. So typically you're seeing property values where their price is pretty much very close to what they're going to sell for in this market. Okay, dollar volume is important, so just really solidifies what's happening in the market month to month. Let's use year to date, because that's a much more fair representation of what's happening in the market. Because if we use month to month in terms of June last year versus June this year, it's a huge jump at 60% in terms of dollar volume. That's not a fair representation, but some of that, again, inventory, that volume was carried over from late March, April, and May into June. But if we go year to date, January through June, this year, we're up 21% at the same time versus last year, January through June. So that just tells us that we have a lot of inventory moving, and the market's very strong and very liquid. So if you are considering making a move in this market, talk to us. Have an idea of what you're doing before you do something. Have an understanding of the property that you're looking at. Have an understanding of what's happening on in that particular neighborhood, on that particular street, before you make a decision whether to buy or whether to sell. Our job is to make your life a little bit easier, to give you some numbers so you're educated about making a move, so you don't hurt yourself and you don't hurt your family. Thanks again. Here to support you in any way that we possibly can. Feel free to reach out anytime. And feel free to hit subscribe at the end of this video and hit the little bell icon so you can be notified whenever we have new videos that hit the market. If you have any questions about this particular data, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Thanks again.